Hi there. I'm just going to show you how I avoided failing my MOT with my top brake light not working. Obviously, you know, in these modern cars you have 3 brake lights, and you know, a lot of them you have the 2 at the bottom and you also have the 1 at the top. But what I realised was that given that the top one, I went to check my lights the day before and it didn't work, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna fail it. I need the car at the weekend. It's only got 2 days expiring. So there was the problem. So I found, and I had a look at the MOT website, and it said that for stoplights, which is section 4.3, it says after the 1st of January 1971 you must have 2 stoplights. Additional stoplights over and above the mandatory requirements must be tested. However, if they are not sure if they are connected, you should give the benefit of the doubt. So in other words, what I realised was that if it wasn't connected, or it was covered up, the top light, then technically the MOT tester couldn't fail it, even though the top light didn't work. So what I did was, I went and, you know, obviously I've done it before when I replaced the light, I removed the light at the top, so I disconnected it, and then I just put on some black tape over the wire, you know, over the box, so that it didn't show it. So then I mentioned it to the tester, and then he said, oh yeah, but then at the end he didn't put it down as a fail. Now obviously, in my view, it's very important to have 3 brake lights because it gives you that triangle and stuff like that. So in other words, you should definitely be getting them fixed. But it gave me a little bit more time, and meant that when I take the car to the garage, it means that I wouldn't need to take it back to get it redone. So today, what will I have to do is, there is normally two issues with it. As I said before, when my unit failed here once before, what I did, it was about 3 years ago, I replaced the unit and stuff. You took the spoiler off and replaced the unit, which I've got a video on about that. So you can do that. But what I think it's more likely is this time, if I open up the boot, is that it could be this. So what I'll have to do is I can check the light. I'll put 12 volts to check the light. But the other thing is that once you've removed the panel along, it's probably the wiring goes off to the left loom here, and I think it's here it'll be frayed, because I also seem to have a problem that when I put my boot down at the minute, when I put the boot down, the light, I can't get this, but the light only seems to come on when you go down. I think actually it's snapped at all. So I reckon, you know, that it is the wiring. But also, what I can do is I can test the feed, obviously, underneath as well, you know, to test that it's getting 12 volts, because I've taken the wire out. So really what I'm saying is, if you don't want to fail, and it's really wrong, then that's what you could do. I do think that the government really needs to sort out that loophole, because it is dangerous, really, in my view, and that everyone should be having three brake lights. But if you want, the guy, I spoke to the MOT tester, and he said technically you could just tape it up, and then it isn't on show and he's not allowed to remove the tape. And the fact that I went and actually disconnected it was like one step further. But again, I don't think it's right, and it should be tighter on the MOT description, in my view. But the funny thing was that he did that, but when you come into the car, I also got an advisory that said that Nessie and Clanelli, who's the elephant, and Nessie's there, the Loch Ness Monster, on the dashboard. That was an advisory, and it was stated on the MOT certificate because they had to be removed because they're obscuring vision. So therefore, that is just how ridiculous it can be sometimes, that you could have a brake light at the 3rd brake light, it doesn't work, and that doesn't end up even getting mentioned because you've covered it up. But with putting your little you know, good luck charms that look after me on the road on the edge of the windscreen, that has to be mentioned on the MOT certificate as an advisory, and it was removed to the sea. So yeah, hopefully that helps if you're ever in that situation where you can't get in the, you know, when if you really need it. Like I was traveling in 2 days time, so I really needed the car not to expire its MOT. So it gives me that little bit of leeway just to sort out my wiring. And if the part is broken, which, you know, if the part is broken for the LED, it'll take a week for it to arrive from postage anyway. So we're gonna look into that today with the garage, because I think, and also have a look at that, and or I'll check whether it's the light, because my friend's gonna do it. I haven't got the time. All right, so yeah, so that's how you can avoid failing your MOT with a third brake light not working.